TELUS Oilers Hockey on Sportsnet. Brought to you by TELUS, the future is friendly. By Molson Canadian, made from Canada. By Ford, drive one. By the Rexall family of pharmacies. By ATV Financial, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. And by Synovus Energy. New ideas, new approaches.
It is the second of 4 meetings between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Edmonton Oilers. Nikolai Habibulin will try and make it 2 in a row over the Hawks. He made 37 saves here October 29th for his 13th career victory against Chicago. And at the other end, it's 25-year-old Corey Crawford, who took the loss in relief the last time these teams met. It was the first time he had ever faced the Oilers. Rob Martell, Dan O'Halloran are the referees. Derek Amell and Mark Wheeler are on the lines. And we are underway. Duncan Keith lets the shot go, and it goes just wide. Right out in front, and Habibulin got a piece of that. As the top line of Kane, Taves, and Stallberg start out for the Hawks against Taylor Hall, Ales Hemsky, and Sean Horkoff. Back to the point it comes. Here's Gilbert's shot, and that is taken by Crawford, and he will hang on.
Well, a real quick start as we expected it to be. And for Tom Rooney and the Edmonton Oilers, one of the things that Tom Rooney says they have to do tonight is get pucks deep, get it behind the defenseman, establish a forward check. You saw Taylor Hall in the last shift drive into the offensive zone, go from low to high from the last game. They realized that Chicago likes to collapse. A lot of shots in the blue line should get through.
Face-off win, back to Jim Vandermeer. Cogliano's got it now. Andrew Cogliano, Dustin Penner, Gilbert Brulé. Brulé with a shot that goes wide. Ryan Whitney keeps it in on the far side. Penner in behind the net. 7 Oilers had multi-point games the last time these teams met, as Whitney lets a wrist shot go. A chance for Cogliano, and he's checked by the newcomer, Jeremy Morin, who made his NHL debut last night in Atlanta. A 5-4 shootout victory for the Blackhawks. They got back into town around 11 p.m. with the time change. And Louis, we listened to that anthem, and you've been on both sides. You've been here as a Hawk. You've been here as an opposition. What does that do as a player? I know what it does to the fans.
Well, you know, the hair in the back of your neck will stand up, that's for sure. And you and I went down to ice level before the game just to kind of look at the ice and get that feeling. And I'll tell you what, in this building, it's like it's booming right behind you. Every guy on the bench, when you watch him, it gets him pretty pumped up before the game.
And pumped up is this guy. Arian Hossa back in the lineup. Did not play the last time these teams met. Hossa missed 5 with a shoulder injury in a game against Los Angeles. Magnus Piarvi, Jordan Eberle, and Sam Gagner, the forward line right now, and here comes Eberle. He's got Gagner heading for the net. Tries to center it to him, and it was behind, and back comes Patrick Sharp, who leads this team with 10 goals. Sharp, crisscrossing, drops it for Hossa. They are joined by Kopecki on that line, and now the fourth line is out there, and Big John Scott, another guy who didn't play the last time these teams were here. And Gilbert lets it go. Big rebound kicked out by Crawford, and it went by the stick of Ryan Jones. Kept in here. Fraser with a shot. The X-Hawk lets it go. Skilly pins it against the boards, but he can't freeze it. Now it comes to Jones. Quick shot, and Crawford forced to make another save as the fourth line comes out with energy. Jack Skilly takes a bump from Strudwick, but carrying on is Fernando Pisani. Habibulin got a piece of that. Fernando has 1 goal for the Hawks. Boynton with a shot, and that one goes just wide. Well, good energy in this one. The Hawks played last night. John Scott lets the shot go, and that goes wide as he broke his stick. Scott does not have a point so far this season. He is one big guy, 6'8", 258 pounds.
Absolute tower on the ice, and he just shattered that shaft as he tried to get the shot down the left-hand side. On the stretch pass, the big man hung up high.
Here's Whitney, a haul. That one went off Duncan Keith. Louis talked about it at the top of the show. Duncan Keith, number 1 in the NHL in ice time, over 29 minutes a game. Ryan Whitney, no slouch when it comes to ice time either. He is 5th in the league at 25-57. Patrick Kane, 2 goals and an assist last night in Atlanta. Jonathan Taves, the captain, had his first career regular season 4-point game. And that's tipped in by Morin, and it goes right up into the netting. And Louis, let's take a look at your keys to the game.
Well, Kevin, for the Edmonton Oilers, as we talked about, is deep dish, and I don't mean the pizza joint on State Street that we went to last night. Paisanos, get the pucks past the defenders. Tom Rooney said this morning they must establish that forecheck early against Chicago. And for the Chicago Blackhawks, prevent the rush. This is a team that 6 of the 7 goals on October 29th versus Edmonton were scored off the rush. They have to deny Edmonton that and make sure they have a third guy high tonight.
And you're not talking about rush streak.
Yeah, rush, exactly.
Hey, Gene can't be everywhere, you know.
That one was for Gene Paisano.
Crawford. He is 1-3 on the season. His only win, October 11th, and that game on the road in Buffalo. Jeremy Morin, the 19-year-old. Long pass intended for Jake Dowell. Comes to Brouwer. Troy Brouwer cuts towards the net. Lets a shot go. Javi Bullen made the save, and everybody's looking for it, but it did go off the netting. Speaking of Gene.
They find the puck, I find the script. Time to play Safeway's $1 million score and win if any Oilers player scores 5 goals in tonight's game. Jackie Grandstrand of St. Albert could win $1 million. Shop and swipe at Safeway, and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet.
Of course, this is the start of a 5-game road trip for the Oilers. In 8 days, they'll play those 5 games. 15 games in the next 28 days, and 10 of those are on the road. After a slow October, November is going to be busy for the Edmonton Oilers. Gagne to Eberle. Jordan Eberle. Around behind the net it goes. PRB looking for it. 6 points for him. All of them on the road. 3 2-point games. Walking right out in front was Kopetsky. Here's Brian Campbell. First time we have seen him this year. Campbell missed 13 with that knee injury. PRB has it hop over a stick. Eberle's on it. They'll give it to PRB. Magnus PRB with Gagne out in front. Back to Strudwick at the point. He is paired with Jim Vandermeer. Eberle from behind the net. Jordan Eberle has it poked off a stick, and Marian Hossa starts back the other way with Thomas Kopetsky. That line is just going to be content to flip it in and head off. 4-1, the shots favor the Oilers. As Colin Fraser cuts for the net, trying to center it against Jordan Hendry. Fernando Pisani is bumped. The puck is in behind Colin Fraser. John Scott's got it. Good play it behind the net. Fraser gets tied up. There's Whitney to send it around the boards. Can't get it out. Nick Boynton throws it towards the goal. And it was stopped by Colin Fraser before it could get through. Zach Stortini down the right side. Stopped by Scott. Jack Skilly back the other way as the Oilers make changes. Here comes Skilly. Skilly. Good defensive play there by Ladislav Schmid. Skilly last night was a menace to Pavel, the goaltender of Atlanta, as he was driving the net and took it off the moorings a couple of times.
Well, tremendous skater, Zach Skilly, and a real nice defensive play by Schmid to just nicely tip the puck off the stick of Skilly and deny that rush.
After Kane behind the net, Horkoff looking at him along with Hall. He does barely get it out and sends it to an open wing as the captain. Here is Jonathan Toews now bringing it across the line. Toews takes a bump from Schmid, gets the puck to Stolberg, now to Kane. Kane was on fire in that game in Atlanta last night. Patrick Kane drops it for Duncan Keith. Heath winds and fires. Happy Bull in the save. The rebound gobbled up there by Foster, but he loses it to Victor Stolberg, and then Stolberg plays the place. Keith keeps it in at the blue line. Gets it to Stolberg. Another bump from Foster. Toews plays it back to the point. Seabrook fakes the shot. Now he'll give it to Keith on the near side, but he couldn't control it. And the Hawks will have to clear the zone, but here comes Jonathan Toews right back in. Toews, near side, being watched by Cogliano as Keith's shot missed the target. Toews has got it again. Toews will play it back to the point. Brian Campbell waiting for it. Cogliano wants to relieve the pressure and will.
Well, a perfect draw weight on that one by Cogliano in the first extended shift for the big line of Chicago in the offensive zone, and it just goes to show you how well they can cycle the puck. Kane, Toews, and Stolberg, like you said, had a terrific night last night, and obviously Joel Quinn will want to keep them together again tonight.
Victor Stolberg got the winner in the shootout, the first time he had ever taken a shootout. Went through 5 rounds in Atlanta last night. Tom Gilbert kicks it ahead. The third line out there for the Oilers, Brule, Cogliano, and Penner. Puck hops over the stick of Dowell and picked up now by Gilbert. Enter. Cogliano with speed through the middle. Here comes Cogliano with a wrist shot, and that one rises over top of Corey Crawford. Hossa moving in against Whitney. Hossa from the corner. Darian Hossa back to the point. Good defensive play there by Gagne to take it away from Nick Boynton. To Eberle. Whitney joining the rush. Eberle will flip it in. Crawford's going to stop it. And we've got an offside call. No score here at the United Center. We'll be back to Chicago after this. Face the Oilers. Rob Martel
is involved in his 12th game with the Edmonton Oilers. We start to find out a few more of his routines and habits, as well as what he does in the pregame. And this was him a short while before or after the Edmonton Oilers arrived here at United Center. It's a lot of stick handling and work with the hands and the tennis balls in order to get himself up and moving. He says after a nap, this is the best way to get going. And considering his last name, no surprise he was doing it in the hallway.
That's nothing. I saw Kevin doing that with the microphone earlier on.
Are you kidding me? You got to get prepared. And believe me, I sleep in the afternoon, and I'm just sitting here.
You know, a great way, though, when you look at it for young Taylor Hall. He's obviously working on the nervous system and getting his, hand-eye coordination down pat, working on those quick hands, quick feet, and obviously the stick handling with the ball, getting his hands warmed up in his wrist. But you know what? The young players coming to the National Hockey League today, much more prepared before games. It's not going out to warm up to try and get warmed up. It's doing things before you step on the ice to make sure you're ready to go 100% when you jump on the ice.
What was your routine?
It was warm up.
Ready to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit RE/MAX.ca today.
We talked about the Oilers trying to take advantage of a Hawk team that was in Atlanta last night. The fourth of 18 back-to-backs for the Chicago Blackhawks. Only the Minnesota Wild play more back-to-back games in the Western Conference. And the Hawks are 2-1 in the second half of back-to-back so far this season. Thomas Kopecky to Patrick Sharp. Sharp will play it back to the point. Hjalmarsson waiting for it there. Kopecky will give it to Hossa. Marian Hossa leaves for Hjalmarsson. Quick shot, rebound, and cleared away by Jason Strudwick. Jarvi looking for Gagne on the stretch pass. Too far for him. Gagne gets to it first, though, and negates the icing. Kopecky lays it in behind the net. Took a funny hop off the stanchion. The Oilers get possession. Here's Gagne. He's got Eberle out in front, trying to feed it to him, and it was picked off there by Patrick Sharp. And Patrick Sharp has been a little bit cooler since he was here. That shot has been stopped by goaltenders the last 4 games for him. He doesn't have a goal. He has just 1 point, and it's an assist. Here's Hall on the intercept. Taylor Hall trying to work it out in front. It's steered away by Duncan Keith. Patrick Sharp, though, still leads the team in goals and points. He's got 10 goals, 17 points. Good enough for second in goals in the league and 4th in points. But he's cooled off by his standards. Approaching the halfway point of this first period as Hall plays it back to the point. Ryan Whitney waiting for it there. Flat pass looking for Hemsky, deflected into the corner. Hemsky, Hall, Horkoff up front. Top lines going head-to-head as Taves and Stallberg cross the blue line. Drop pass for Kane. Vandermeer. Oh, what a chance there for Seabrook, and he rattled it right off the iron. It goes right into about the 7th row of seats. A big hit and a big break for the Oilers.
In this game so far happened right before the break. And if you watch on the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see Seabrook coming late and nobody picks him up. Ales Hemsky goes off for a change. He's left wide open. Nobody jumps on. A little miscommunication on the bench. Who's going? Somebody finally jumps on. It's Colin Fraser, but for Seabrook, he rings it off the bar after the nice pass from Kane. He has Javi Bulin beat, but not the bar. The Oilers get lucky on that one there.
And moments before, Jim Vandermeer plastered the captain, Jonathan Taves, with a huge hit. Now a giveaway. Pisani's got it. Pisani shot, scores! Fernando Pisani. His first goal against his old team, his second on the season. The Hawks have a 1-0 lead.
Looks like Pisani has a lot of time here off a face-off. Looks like full possession. And the rim can't be handled on the wall by Brule as it goes D to D. Looks like everything's in control. Great forecheck by Chicago as they get it aggressively. And Pisani just jumps on the loose puck. And boy, does he have a right for this one by Nikolai Habibul and takes it to the middle. We've seen that wrist shot before when he was a member of the Edmonton Oilers. And Pisani, against his old team, gives his new team the 1-0 lead.
His second goal, his first as a Hawk, was November the 3rd against New Jersey. He now has 3 points on the year. 10:23, the time of the first goal.
Once again, Kevin, talking about ex-Oilers really feasting on the new Oilers as of late in the last 10 games. It's been incredible, but Pisani, his second goal of the season, has had a little trouble offensively getting going this year. It's a big goal for him and for his team.
Dan Cleary was the hero for Detroit.
Well, let's take another look at it again. Looks like everything is in control for Edmonton, but as you mentioned before, Jack Skilly with an aggressive forecheck. 2 Oilers are down the corner. That leaves Pisani to come late. He's wide open and buries it. And I don't think that anybody expected that puck to get dug out by Skilly the way that it was, and it was almost a backhand no-looker by him that gets it through.
And for Jack Skilly, his 4th helper on the season, does not have a goal yet. The Hawks have a 1-0 lead. Patrick Sharp leads the rush pass for Taves, but it's offside.
The Edmonton Oil Kings' next home game is November 20th versus the Red Deer Rebels for minor hockey night and free cowbells. Visit www.oilkings.ca or call 780-414-GOAL at 780-414-4625.
The Oilers' next home game will be November the 17th and against the Chicago Blackhawks. Hall for Horkoff. Whitney, Vandermeer, shot gets blocked by Victor Stolberg. And Kane picks it up. Patrick Kane to Stolberg. Stolberg for Taves. He was checked neatly there by the youngster Taylor Hall. Whitney will chip it in. He's going to head off. Duncan Keith will pick it up. 11 points for 11 assists for him. 9 points in his last 6 games. 8 minutes exactly to go here in the first period. Sam Gagner. 4 of his 8 points, 6 points have come on the road. Looking for more here. It gets it to Payarvi. Goes between his legs and allows Kopetsky to chop it down the ice, and it goes out.
Ready to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit RE/MAX.ca today.
We take a look at Joel Quenneville, the head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. And for Joel, yesterday in Atlanta, in the pregame skate, didn't like the way the team was performing on the ice. Their intensity pulled them off the ice, obviously gave them an earload. And as a result, the team came out last night and won a spirited 5-4 shootout victory over the Atlanta Thrashers. And who better than Jonathan Toews with 4 points, your captain, to kind of take that message and lead by example.
He and Kane, as we talked about, has 7 points. But Joel Quenneville was not happy the way his team skated in Atlanta that morning. This is a team that is a game above 500 only, and at home, Louis, they're 4-5.
And obviously a lot of expectations for the defending Stanley Cup champions as well. And a lot of teams coming in here understand how good the Chicago Blackhawks are. But you have to elevate your game. You have to try and maintain that level of intensity. He didn't like it, but I think he likes the response the team gave him.
The Blackhawks will play Phoenix on Wednesday, then hit the road. They'll be in Nashville on Saturday. Stortini shakes off that bump from Jake Dowell as it comes to Nick Boyd. Boyd quickly to Dowell. Brouwer flips it in. Stortini gets there first, given a shove by Dowell, but the puck comes to Foster. Foster to Stortini. Stortini quickly to Fraser. Fraser's going to wait for the change. Gets it to Taylor Hall. Hall trying to get around Nick Boynton. Morin. Nice move. Stopped by Horkoff. Horkoff to Hall. Hall by himself. Let's the shot go. And Corey Crawford makes the save. Nice pass from Sean Horkoff to set up Taylor Hall. He scored his second National Hockey League goal in this building. Horkoff lost it to Taves. Taves given up there by Hall. Pushes it ahead to Kane. Patrick Kane still has it. Kane centering pass off the skate of Brent Seabrook. This top line has been dangerous for the Hawks. Hemsky comes back the other way. Ryan Whitney, checked by Stolberg. Duncan Keith, cross ice to his D partner Seabrook. Right up the middle it goes. Here is Stolberg with Kane. Kane, wrist shot from a sharp angle. Habibulin the save. It came right to Ryan Whitney. Dustin Pennard shakes off the check of Victor Stolberg. Here's Brent Seabrook. Seabrook leads the team in hits. He's got 45 on the season. And it's an icing call against Chicago.
Well, a little earlier, a terrific chance by Taylor Hall after he gets him aggressively, once again using his speed. It looks like the puck's going to get cleared. Great back check by him. Sean Horkoff comes over and helps. So watch this pass, an area pass, puts it in front of Hall, who skates into it with his speed. And this is the right play for the youngster. He gets a quick shot away here, but Crawford quickly gets down and makes the save. But the best chance by far for Edmonton tonight.
The Oilers win the faceoff. They are 6-3 since the start of the game when the Hawks went 3-1. Sean Horkoff, a big part of it. He was 14-6 in the dot against the Detroit Red Wings, who were no slouches in the circle. Tom Gilbert plays it off the board for Andrew Cogliano. Checked by Posa and then by Kopecky. Gilbert to Brule. Brule winds, fires a shot, and Corey Crawford got a piece of it as he was working stick side. Cogliano with it now. Cogliano tried to get it to Schmid, but it was picked off before it could get there by Thomas Kopecky. Now to the goal scorer, Fernando Pisani. Could not penetrate the Oilers' zone. Brian Campbell flips it in. Habibulin leaves it there for Foster. Down to Schmid. Pass for Everly, given a bump by Hjalmarsson. Turned the puck over. And it's kept in by Jack Skilling. Skilling fending off Schmid. Skilly still has it. Chris Scott did not get a shot away because his stick broke again. Gonna have to make those things out of steel. Wow.
Did you see the reaction?
It's
like, that's exactly what he was thinking. Are you kidding me?
2 in a row for Big John Scott. Get the rep on the phone right now.
They get off the weights.
Wow. Skilly again behind the net. This time he gets double teamed by Vandermeer and Foster. Magnus Piarvi trying to relieve the pressure. Can't get it by Bolton. Then now it comes out. And Gagne's got it. That's crazy. Dowell picks off that pass and he'll give it to Morin. Morin winds, fires a shot. Habibulin the save. Gagne. Look at Piarvi. Right up the middle. Magnus Piarvi lets a wrist shot go. Steered aside by Corey Crawford. Jordan Hendry. Looking for Kopecky. Habibulin. Had to go off Scott's broken stick. But luckily Jones there to come back the other way. Jones behind the net. Got Fraser and Stortini as options. He'll play it back to the point. Jones with it again. Jones with the wrist shot through traffic and Campbell. Page in the corner. Campbell plays it along the boards. Can't get it by Whitney. Whitney looking for Stortini. Big Dowell stopped by Colin Fraser. Colin Fraser checked by Morin, but there is Jones. Brian Jones gets stopped by Troy Brouwer. And at the end of his shift is Jeremy Morin, and he'll just ease it in.
Real nice workman-like shift by the fourth line once again for Edmonton, trying to establish some contact in the offensive zone. Good cycle down low. They weren't able to get the puck to the net. A good block by Chicago denied Ryan Jones of the shot. But you like the energy line for Edmonton to get out and try and reestablish the momentum.
Duncan Keith goes to the far side to Hossa. Long pass intended for Stolberg. Too far for him. Habibulin way out to play it. He didn't touch it though as Schmid sends it around the boards. Hossa. Taves. Stolberg. Hossa and Taves. Taves slides it wide. So Marian Hossa getting an opportunity. He replaces Patrick Kane on that big line. Taves to Hossa. Hossa waits. Now fires a wrist shot. Stopped by Habibulin. A chance for Seabrook, and that was broken up. And back the other way quickly comes Taylor Hall. Hall crisscrossing with Horkoff. They get stopped to the blue line, and there is Hemsky. Gets dumped right at the whistle by Duncan Keith. Well, John Scott doesn't have a point. In fact, he doesn't have a point in his last 21 games, but the Edmonton native, he's got 2 broken sticks.
for John Scott. This is the second time that he breaks a stick in a shot attempt in the game from a short side. Good chance, but that stick hangs around on the ice, almost creates a goal here for Kopechny, and then on the forecheck once again, the Oilers have trouble getting around Big John Scott's stick twice. He didn't get an assist, but his stick almost picked up a couple in the shift.
Well, when you're 258 pounds, you are an impact player.
Yeah, and you got to think with a stick that long, he's probably looking at more broken sticks than most people with that length. This doesn't have the durability the shorter stick would have.
Hossa centering pass, picked off there by Penner. Sharp after him, steered away by Whitney. Gilbert Brulé. Brulé flips it into the corner. There's getting deep and trying to chase it, and that line has the speed to do it. Gets by Strudwick, look at the speed of Marian Hossa. Hossa and Strudwick battle. Hossa comes up with a puck. Marian Hossa trying to center it. It comes to Patrick Sharp. Sharp to Hossa. Hossa battling against Cogliano and Strudwick and still almost got a shot away. Campbell pinches. Gets it to Stolberg. Victor Stolberg. Marian Hossa and Patrick Sharp out there now. Here's Penner. And he will send it down the ice. And they want to change.
Good draw right there. You asked me before the game of Hossa what type of an impact player he is, and you saw a little sample of it there. A big body, has tremendous speed and strength on the puck, and when he only has one hand on the stick, he has the strength that most guys do have with two, and you saw him fend off a couple Oilers in the offensive zone there.
Ales Hemsky. They caught up in his feet right from the near side, and then rolling in was Curtis Foster. This time clear house, and Stolberg paid the price. 35 seconds to go in the period. Taylor Hall to Ales Hemsky. Hemsky couldn't get that puck to settle down. Kane took it away. Stolberg's got it now. Throws a weak shot in, steered aside easily by Khabibulin. Foster to Schmid. Kane diving after that puck, went right down. Keith for Scott. See if he's reinforced this stick. Scott. There it goes. Lucky number 3, but this time a penalty called, so the stick dies a hero as Horkoff's headed to the box.
Well, I'll tell you what, his broken sticks have done a lot in this game tonight already, but this one here, once again, the forecheck, the fourth line's been good for Chicago. John Scott protecting the puck. Look at the reach that he has here, and Horkoff just comes down. It didn't look like much of a whack, and I'll tell you what, if you look at the first two broken sticks, a third one there, Sean Horkoff's going to go off for 2 minutes for the slashing on the stick. And Chicago gets the first power play, the short-lived one here with 5.9 seconds left.
They were 2 for 5 against Edmonton October the 29th, and they will start the second period with the man advantage. It's the first power play in this game. Hockey Central at the intermission comes your way after the break, but when we come back after this, it's going to be the captain, Sean Horkoff, in conversation with Gino. Welcome back, everyone, as we take a look at the first period scoring summary. Remember, the last time these teams met, 6 goals scored in the first period, just 1. The ex-Oiler Fernando Pisani gets his second. The Blackhawks barely outshoot the Oilers. Time now to take a look at a little hockey know-how, brought to you by the Home Depot. Proud to build hockey in your community.
And Kevin, we've talked a lot recently about the Edmonton Oilers having to get pucks deep and establish a forecheck. And Tom Rainey this morning said you have to learn that sometimes you have to give the puck up to get it back. And a great job by the Oilers in the first period, chipping pucks in, establishing a forecheck. And more often than not, they were getting the puck back. Even a play like this that looks like it's a harmless dump in, Gagne nullifies the icing with a forecheck, a little work down low, good forecheck, and eventually the Oilers reacquire the puck and have a scoring chance on net. So a good start for Edmonton to try and build on the next 2 periods.
And the second period will start with the Oilers shorthanded. The captain is in the penalty box for the next minute and 54 seconds. Picked up a slashing penalty late in that first period. It is the first power play of this game. The Oilers will face a Hawks team that was 2 for 2 in Atlanta. In fact, in their last 3 games, they're 4 for 10. And they go to work here. The Oilers penalty killing better on the road than at home, but it has struggled this season. Ales Hemsky is out on the penalty kill to start. He's out there with Dustin Penner. Kopechny not able to keep it in, and Penner able to fire it down the ice.
And a real solid second effort by Jason Strubik defensively in the corner. 2 Hawks all over him. He keeps his stick active and is able to jam that puck up the boards and outside the zone.
Taves to Kane. Those guys each had a power play goal last night in Atlanta. Kopecky plays it back to the point, but Duncan Keith wasn't ready for it. Now he'll give it to Taves in the middle. Taves, stick handling back to Kane. Kane drops for Sharp. Sharp gets it over to Keith, down low for Patrick Kane. Kane being watched by Cogliano. Here is a long shot right on, and Habibulin makes the save off the stick of Duncan Keith. The power play for Chicago, the second best in the National Hockey League. They have scored 15 times with a man advantage. This is their 55th opportunity on the power play. A power play that has 39 seconds left in it. Tom Gilbert finds an opening, gets it out to center. Brian Campbell with it now, waits for his mates to get on side. He'll rip it around the boards. Morin, the rookie, takes a bump from Gilbert. He's out there with Marian Hossa and Troy Brouwer. Seabrook and Campbell on the blue line. Jeremy Morin drops for Hossa. Hossa back to Seabrook. Being watched by Hemsky. Now to Campbell near side. Back up top for Seabrook. Takes a look. Gives it to Hossa. Hossa walks in. Now Campbell winds. Fires a shot up high. Traffic in front. The puck comes free. And Penner gets it to the blue line, but Seabrook able to keep it in. The penalty is over. Sean Horkoff is back on the ice. And he has the puck right now. He'll quickly get it to Hemsky. Alex Hemsky against Brian Campbell. Couldn't get the shot away. It goes into the far corner. The Oilers kill off the first power play for the Chicago Blackhawks.
It's such an important kill, Kevin, when you look at starting the period, and it's a 1-0 game for Chicago already. The first power play for the Hawks, who have an excellent power play. They create a couple of good chances from far out, shots that get from the blue line. And when you have shots like this that get through traffic, you can see Kopecky in front the first time, and then that time it was Brouwer. But a couple hard shots that get through, get redirected, good sticks in front, eventually clear the zone for Edmonton, and Habibulin with a couple big saves.
Gagne in to take the draw with Piarvi and Eberle. Seabrook with it now. Looks for Skilly. Tips it in, and racing after it is Jake Dowell, who's got Pisani with him. Pisani gets there. Pass for Dowell didn't work. Skilly. Jake Dowell. Pisani out in front. Fernando Pisani trying to get a shot away. Tied up by Vandermeer. Another opportunity. Off the stick of Jack Skilly. Stopped by Habibulin.
It looks like there's going to be a penalty on the play here for Edmonton, and that scramble in front of the net. And it looks like Vandermeer is going to head off here in front as he gets a little overly aggressive on Pisani, but a wild scramble. Habibulin, watch the concentration here. He jams the puck out. Doesn't feel like he can get down on it, and eventually makes the second save as Chicago gets a second effort in front, but the second power play once again for Chicago coming up.
Vandermeer in the penalty box. Holding is the call. And the Hawks go right back forward for the man advantage. Keith hammering a shot, and that was blocked by Jordan Eberle. Eberle and Horkoff on this penalty kill. Now they're going to head off. And Alex Hemsky paired with Dustin Penner. Schmid and Whitney on the blue line as Kane's got speed across the blue line. Kane drops it back to the point. Sharp waiting for it. Kane near side. Kopecky. Kane and Taves up front. Kane lost it to Penner. Penner got it to Schmid, and Schmid sent it down the ice.
And so important. We talked with Tom Rooney once again about the penalty kill and what they can do to be more successful, and obviously just committing to the system, but also when you have chances getting the puck down. Schmid doesn't waste any time with that wrist or high and hard down the ice 200 feet.
Quick shot right off the stick of Duncan Keith, and an opportunity now for Cogliano, shorthanded. Andrew Cogliano gets knocked down by Keith. Scrambles right back up as Duncan Keith starts the rush. Keith across the blue line, gets it from Morin, goes through to Brouwer. Brouwer to Hossa. Marian Hossa. Troy Brouwer heads to the front of the cage as it comes to the rookie. A 19-year-old Jeremy Morin plays it back to Campbell. Now here's another one-time shot, and that may have caught the side of the post off the stick of Patrick Sharp. Penalty down to 18 seconds. Campbell controls at the blue line. Now to Morin. Morin waits. Now a wrist shot, and it missed on the stick side, and it got by Seabrook. And all the way out to center ice.
I'll tell you what, pretty good poise showed by a 19-year-old Morin in only his second National Hockey League game to fake the first one and try and go far side on Happy Blue, and he just missed. But Andrew Cogliano gets in aggressively on the forecheck after this puck goes down the ice. Looks like he's going to have a chance, but just wants to try and hold it up. And the steamroller comes through in the form of Duncan Keith, and he clips his leg just a little bit as he goes by. Cogliano was a little bit slow getting up to the ice. He stayed on the shift, but a little shaken up on that contact with Keith.
Well, this penalty to Vandermeer is almost over. And now it is teams at even strength. While Hawks bang away. The Oilers doing a great job in the penalty kill, allowing just 2 shots on both of Chicago's power plays. Fernando Pisani has the only goal of this game, gives it to Jake Dowell, checked by Vandermeer. And now Vandermeer has it again. Vandermeer will play it back to his defensive partner, Jason Strudwick. He's going to head off. Whitney's on the ice now. Strudwick quickly to Whitney. Whitney right up the middle for Horkoff. Horkoff flips it in the opposite corner. The Oilers giving chase. Campbell gets there first, plays it off the board, kept in by Foster, tipped by Everly, and that one goes wide. Horkoff's got it on the near side, plays it back to Schmid, throws it towards the net. That one goes wide. Here is Foster with a shot, did not get all of it. And coming back the other way is Dell. He'll flip it to an open wing, intercepted by Schmid. Taylor Hall will backhand it right in. Brunette first on it ahead of Jalmerson. Now it comes to Hall, back to the point to Schmid. Schmid, cross ice for Foster. Schmid have it go off his skate, and they'll have to regroup. Curtis Foster, 6 shots in the game against Detroit. Leads this team with 36 coming into this one. Lopetsky lays it around the boards. Nick Boynton waiting for it there. Keeps it in for Hossa. Hossa checked by Gagne. Plays it back to the point. Shot by Henry. Habibulin the save. The rebound gave him trouble. Foster bumps into Henry. Gets the puck to Gagne. He can't get it out. Hawks with all kinds of pressure here to start this second period. Sits at the side of the net. It's still loose. Hossa couldn't get the shot away. Gagne, good job to tie him up. Now a race for the puck, and Nick Boynton will get there first. And it's an icing call.
A little difficulty here for Edmonton, making some decisions in the defensive zone, and very poised with their decisions, but a little bit maybe too soft. And Chicago, with their aggression, has turned over the puck a couple times and attacked the net, and laid there 2 or 3 times. Edmonton has a chance to get the puck out. A sustained forecheck by the Hawks, and they weren't able to clear it. But here's a chance earlier on as the Hawks just crashed the net. It's Fernando Pisani looking for his second of the night.
Now the top line is up there against Piarvi, Roulet, and Gagne. Gagne bangs his stick as he heads to the bench. He looks a little frustrated out there right now. Piarvi has joined Cogliano and Brulers. Against the top line for the Hawks. Seabrook pitching against Piarvi, keeps it in for the captain, Jonathan Taves. Now to Kane. Kane trying to work his way out from behind the net. Drops it there for Taves. Cogliano, good defensive play. Cogliano will flip it in. Back to pick it up is Duncan Keith. Keith. Kane. Drops for Seabrook. Up the middle it goes, and it's picked off by Cogliano, but it comes right to Taves, and there's Cogliano again. He recovers and gets the puck. Penner couldn't get by Seabrook. Will play it back to Vandermeer. Vandermeer to Whitney. Ryan Whitney. Jordan Everly. Cogliano backhand pad save by Corey Crawford. Whitney throws it towards the net, gets deflected into the corner. There's Cogliano. Penner. But Jordan Everly trying to work his way out in front. Now he'll drift to the corner and pick up the puck. Cogliano's down low. Everly waits, lets the shot go. Crawford, the blocker, save. A big rebound. It comes to Cogliano. Nice play to get it back to Whitney. Here's Penner against Seabrook. Lays it right out in front and went off Keith. He gets it right back again. Now to Vandermeer, and it just out of his reach. So we're seeing Tom Rennie with a little line juggling here in this second period.
And obviously doesn't like some of the matchups that he's getting from head coach Joel Quenneville in Chicago. Wants to get a little muscle on that line. Gets Dustin Penner out there, and a real solid shift in the offensive zone, working the puck down low, creates a great chance.
The first shot for the Oilers in this second period. Now he's got the fourth line out there. Henry back to get it against Jones. Pushes it around the corner. Hossa avoids the big hit from Zach Stortini, but Jones there to intercept the puck as the fourth line, keeping the Hawks hemmed in their own zone. Hossa will skate it out with Thomas Kopecky. Here's Hossa. Good play by the veteran Strudwick.
A real nice back pressure there by Colin Fraser as well. And again, so strong on the puck, Marian Hossa is, and you can tell, maybe a little rusty with the hands, but the legs are still there after missing 5 games. He was a suspected shoulder injury that he had. Obviously missed a lengthy time coming into the season with rehabbing that shoulder he had surgery on. But for Marian Hossa, he's such a big, strong guy.
11 points in the 11 games he played before getting hurt against Los Angeles. Quinville comes right back with his top line. Hall steals the puck. Hall lets the shot go, and it rises over top of the net. Back to the point for Schmid. Keane got a stick in it. And here comes Victor Stolberg. Stolberg with speed across the line, looking for Taves. Back to Stolberg. Lets the shot go. Good save by Habby Bullen as he reacted to that shot by Victor Stolberg. Hall plays it off the boards to Gagne. Gagne. Long pass for Hemsky. Alex Hemsky races to get to it. Hemsky around the net. Slides it right out in front. Hall looking for the rebound. Gagne with it now to Taylor Hall. Hall. Seabrook comes right out in front. And there is Jake Dowell. Eberle, Hall, and Gagne together on that shot. Ryan Whitney. He'll go cross ice. Eberle flips it in, then is ridden off by Morin. Jeremy Morin can't get it by Sam Gagne. Hjalmarsson plays it around the boards. It's picked up by Seabrook. Seabrook takes a hit there from Fraser as he delivers the puck to Morin. Morin's pass taken away by Whitney. 15-12, the shots on goal in favor of the Hawks in a 1-0 game. Fernando Pisani scored at the 10:23 mark. Troy Brower with it now, snaps a wrist shot. Habby Bullen the save, and he'll hang on to it. We're coming back to the Madhouse on Madison after this timeout.
Edmonton able to generate some chances once again and really turning the pressure up. Hemsky from the far side tries to throw it through to Hall, which almost is banked in, and then Taylor Hall walked it out after that, and he almost scores. But here's a chance again from Hemsky as he winds around the net, everyone driving to the net. Very hard to defend if you're the Chicago Blackhawks, and a good stick there by Crawford getting down and disrupting that puck just enough to not allow it to go onto the tape of Hall.
Alex Hemsky with 4 goals on the season, 4 points in his last 5 games. Jack Skilly, shot blocked by Tom Gilbert. That's stung number 77. He has 28 blocked shots on the season, 7 of them against Detroit. From that game on Friday. He'll play it around the boards, looking for Penner. Penner gets it right back to him. He's tied up by Pisani, comes in front for Cogliano. Pass for Gilbert, broken up by Hjalmarsson. And then Scott runs in to Strudwick. Gilbert flips it in. He's going to chase it himself, but it's offside at the Hawks' blue line.
Ready to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit RE/MAX.ca today.
Zach Stortini and John Scott having a few words here. Was a big hit by Scott on Strudwick. He goes off. Stortini comes out. They collide as they're changing. This is after the whistle, so you have to be careful with misconducts and things. But Zach Stortini, just trying to make his presence felt here, goes over and has a few words with the big man. Gets a little straight arm in the process. About a 9-foot arm on John Scott. But I like the fact that Stortini engages here and just lets John Scott, hey, no, I know you have to run around, you have to do your hits, but we're going to make you answer the bell if you're going to do that.
We talked about Campbell and Hossa not in the lineup the last time these teams met. John Scott was a healthy scratch in that game. Stortini now takes a shot from Boynton as Jones lets the shot go, misses on the glove side. Kept in at the point. Foster's shot knocked down there by Dowell. Brower will backhand it down the ice, and Stortini will get to it. And he'll give it to Ladislav Schmid. The Oilers with 9 shots in the first period, 3 here in the second, with 7:40 to go in the period. Hossa. Good defensive play there by Ryan Whitney as he plays it around the boards for Hemsky. Kopecky, Hossa, and Sharp up front for the Hawks now against Gagne, Hemsky, and Hall. Hossa. Backhand pass and tipped away neatly there by Gagne. Now bouncing puck comes down to Alex Hemsky. Hemsky across the blue line. Hemsky wrist shot up high. Taylor Hall gets bumped into by Seabrook. Hemsky tied up in the corner by Sharp. It comes to Hossa. He'll play at the keep. Circles to get away from Gagne. Seabrook. Right up the middle it goes. Kopecky with a neat little pass to Sharp. Good defensive play, and Gagne's got it. He looks for Payarvi. That was behind him, but he goes and gets it. Magnus Payarvi. Here, Cogliano, quick shot. And Crawford had to be sharp. Andrew Cogliano had the game winner here on October the 29th. Stolberg chips and chases. Taves from the corner. Jonathan Taves circles. Here is Taves by himself. Drops for Campbell off his skate. Everly back the other way. Jordan Everly, 1-on-3. Rims it around the boards. Cogliano waiting for it on the near side. Cogliano fighting against Taves. Comes to Kane, and the Hawks come away. Patrick Kane trying to get around Schmid. Schmid will have none of that. Schmid again flips it out. Payarvi, 1-on-1 against Hjalmarsson. Payarvi, centering pass, and Campbell is there to break up that pass, intended for Andrew Cogliano. Campbell plays it off the boards neatly there for Kane. Oilers making changes as Kane comes down against Schmid. Schmid lost his stick. Kane still has the puck. Kane. Hendry. Sharp angle shot. Habiboul in the save. Ripped around the boards by Payarvi. Kept in by Campbell. Campbell looks for Pisani. It gets by him. Ryan Whitney's got it. Takes a double team behind the net. But the Oilers able to control and get it out. Here comes Magnus Payarvi. Payarvi with Whitney. Broken up there by Scott, and then Scott and Stortini come together, and there the gloves come off, and John Scott starts throwing right. Stortini with both hands. The helmet comes off. 6'8", John Scott uppercuts. He's got the sweater over the head of Zach Stortini, and that's going to do it. Again, Zach Stortini takes on big John Scott.
All 6'8" of them, in a real nice hit to start it off by Stortini right off the bench. Finishes his check, and they engage in a pretty spirited scrap.
So Scott and Stortini will sit for the next 5 minutes. We'll take a break and come right back.
Big John Scott in the penalty box for Chicago after that spirited fight with Zach Stortini. And you'll see Stortini come off the bench on the left-hand side right away. Has Big John Scott in his sights, and they engage right away. It looked like John Scott got a little bit of a jump here as his glove comes flying off early. He already had both of them off. So he gets the quick start and the long reach, making it hard for Stortini. But look at the beard on Stortini. He's throwing it out. Most of the guys are growing the mustache for Movember and for a cause for prostate cancer. But for Zach Stortini, he's growing the full beard. We say he looked like Clark Gillies this morning. A throwback from the 80s, and he looked at it there, throwing the dukes for John Scott.
Tom Rennie knows that when these teams meet again, Louis, on November 17th, the Oilers may have a bigger answer. He's currently out with a sore back.
They went to Steve McIntyre's been out with a sore back that he injured doing some pre-skate warm-up with 275 pounds on the deadlift, just for reps, just to warm up. But yeah, I think Steve McIntyre's watching this saying, okay, I'll mark that one down the calendar.
The end of the road trip, the first game back for the Oilers is against the Blackhawks. The first time these two teams will meet in Edmonton this season. Right now, a 1-0 game. Stepping into a shot there was Gilbert, steered aside by Crawford. Crawford gave up 2 goals on 9 shots in relief of Marty Turco, who gave up 4 on 12. Hemsky from the corner. Hemsky for Hall. Back to Hemsky. Hemsky still has it. Surrounded by red shirts. Stolberg plays it off the glass, but he can't get it out. Taylor Hall with it now. Taylor Hall, nice move. Hall centering pass. Oh, and went by Gagne, but a penalty on the way. What a play by Taylor Hall. Gilbert looks for the tip. Here's the 6th attacker. It's Dustin Penner. A penalty coming up to Patrick Kane. And And the Oilers will get an opportunity. They're first on the power play. But what a pass.
Patrick Kane's going to head to the box 2 minutes here for hooking on another first overall pick, Taylor Hall. And a great move by Hall to elude 1 check, 2 checks, 3 checks. Looks like he slides it onto the tape of Gagne. Just gets through him, but the kid Hall making some moves, moving his feet and creating chances, and draws the penalty.
The first power play for the Oilers. They only had 1 power play chance against the Hawks the last time. There is Foster hammering a shot. Crawford got a piece of it, and it went up into the netting.
Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's hockey game is Kraft Dinner.
Yeah, that's pretty much a staple.
In every home in Wilton.
Yeah. The Hawks gave up 3 power play goals last night in that game against Atlanta. Coming into that game, the previous 5, Louis, they'd only given up 1 power play goal.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a breakdown for them last night in Atlanta, and they allowed Atlanta to really hang around in the game because of the power play, but still one of the best penalty killing units out in the National Hockey League.
They are the 11th best at home in the league right now. The Oilers 1 for 5 on that game against Detroit as Whitney tries to tee it up. Foster will pick it up on the near side, send it around the boards. Gagne, Hemsky, and Penner up front right now. Fernando Pisani will fire it all the way down the ice, and the penalty killers and the power play unit will now change up as Whitney leads the rush. As for Cogliano, being pursued there by Brouwer. Comes to Eberle, quickly back to the point. Gilbert waiting for it. Soft pass for Eberle. Cogliano in front. Taylor Hall with it now. Hall, wrist shot. Crawford pad save. Eberle picks it up. Trying to feed it back to Whitney at the point. And it's sent down the ice by Nick Boynton. Taylor Hall on that last play, Louis, when he had the great scoring opportunity, didn't get it by a 6th defenseman. He beat Brent Seabrook on that play. Put it right between his legs. Hall's got it now, trying to get it to settle down. Cogliano shot. Crawford the save. And that puck was gloved ahead, so we've got the whistle.
The Rally Against Cancer online auction is now open, giving fans a chance to bid on 100 items, including the first ever set of 2010 11-game worn jerseys. All proceeds of the Rally Against Cancer online auction will benefit Kids with Cancer Society, the Lois Hole Hospital, and the Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation. The auction closes on November 9th at 8 p.m. with staggered end times. Visit EdmontonOilers.com to bid.
Seen the Oilers with 8 power play goals on the season. 3 of them have come on the road. 15 seconds left to go in the penalty to Patrick Kane. Curtis Foster wraps it around the boards. Alex Hemsky gets to it first. Hemsky eludes Seabrook. Now he'll play it back to the point. Gilbert takes it off his skate. Kane is out of the penalty box. The team's at even strength. Hemsky on the move. He's got Penner with him. Hemsky by Seabrook. Hemsky, quick shot by Gagne, and a stick in the way by Patrick Kane. Sharp trying to steal it away from Schmid. Gilbert with it now. Gilbert takes a bump from Sharp. And that puck gets poked right into the bench.
Well, tune in Tuesday for a doubleheader of TELUS hockey on Rogers Sportsnet. First up, the Edmonton Oilers visit the Carolina Hurricanes, followed by the Calgary Flames, taking on the Avalanche from Colorado. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 5:30 p.m. Central on Sportsnet West.
That road trip will continue into Detroit on Thursday. And then we're headed to a place so nice they named it twice, New York, New York. We'll stop first in New Jersey. The Paris of the Eastern Seaboard.
Well, I'll tell you, a real test here for the Oilers in this road trip. Some tough buildings they'll be playing in as well.
Jones gets knocked down. Play continues. Less than a minute to go in this period. As Hossa gets double teamed and stripped of the puck. But it comes to Taves. Both Jones and Frazier had number 81 wrapped up. Hjalmarsson drops it back for Campbell. Brian Campbell can't get by Hall. Hjalmarsson there to bail him out. Vandermeer brings it right back in. Vandermeer to Hall. Taylor Hall eludes Taves. Here's a shot by Brule stopped by Crawford, who was at the top of his crease. Kane back the other way. To Hossa. Marian Hossa to Kane. Kane lets the shot go, and that one goes off Jason Strudwick and up into the netting.
Well, another real nice pass by Taylor Hall right on the tape of Gilbert Brule. Doesn't get the wood that he wants on the shot. A little dipsy doodling, fakes like he's going to come back up the wall. Hall does. And right on the tape, Brule does a good job to get it away quickly. The puck was rolling just a little bit. He didn't quite get that probably into the area of the net that he wanted to, but a nice chance created off the rush once again.
Brule with 2 points in his last 3 games. Brouwer trying to get it to Kopecky. Got by him. Magnus Piarvi sends it down the ice. Louis, you and I were talking about Magnus Piarvi and the shift length right at the whistle. We'll talk about more of that in our third period. RJ Broadhead, Hockey Central at the intermission. But more. Gene's downstairs with a guest when we come back. And it's the former Oiler, Fernando Pisani, who has the only marker in this game so far.
Well, it was in the first period. It looked like a fully controlled play by Edmonton. A great forecheck by Skilly. And he just one-hands the puck back to Pisani, who takes it to the middle and wrists it by Nikolai Habibulin. And that's the only goal in this game, scoreless in a second. So a 1-0 lead for Chicago heading into the third.
There's a look at Pisani. It was Skilly who got the assist. The Hawks outshoot the Oilers by 1. And then the second period, as Louis mentioned, no scoring. The Oilers did get an opportunity with the man advantage. The Hawks are 0 for 2 on the power play. And Louis, I think the biggest development coming out of that second period is Sean Horcoff. He's played a total of only 8 minutes and 42 seconds in this game. Did not play much in that second period, and he will not return tonight.
Yeah, real observant from me up here. He's wondering why the shuffling of the lines, but Horcoff suffered a left leg injury and will not return to the game. So a huge loss for Edmonton. Sean Horcoff has really been a staple for Edmonton in his work ethic and play, so Tom Rennie going to have to find some offensive abilities from others in this third period.
Andrew Cogliano filling in right now at the center position to start this period. Now, we talked about all hands on deck, Louis. The start of the biggest road trip in this month. A 5-gamer because of the rodeo that's in Edmonton right now. It will continue in Carolina. You see where you can find the games. All of them were going to be on Rogers Sportsnet. That game against the Rangers in his afternoon contest to finish things up, but we're a long way from that, and this game is a long way from over. The third period is underway. So Andrew Cogliano getting an opportunity to play with Ales Hemsky and Taylor Hall, and Taylor Hall has been flying tonight. Off his skate, though, right to Kane. Taves in front! And couldn't get that by Nikolai Habibulin. Kane being watched by Cogliano. Kane by Hall, centering pass, stopped by Gilbert. It squirts free, and here's Hemsky. Hemsky to Hall. Cuts to the middle, tries to get it back to Hemsky. It hopped over his stick. And now a giveaway. Here's Cogliano's chance. Another chance for Hall. Oh, he hit the post. Cogliano first, and then Taylor Hall almost had his arms in the air for his second goal in Chicago. But he rang it off the iron.
Well, he did. It just jumped right on the stick and a quick release. And Taylor Hall's been all over the net, but great rush by Hemsky to stay with that bouncing puck and get it to the net.
Now this second line will try and follow up Brule with Gagne and Penner. And they'll get a face-off in the Chicago end, but Taylor Hall comes oh so close to his fourth of the year.
And Edmonton had a little difficulty at first getting out of the zone, but it was Hemsky who lodges the puck loose first, had the second whack at it after the shot by Cogliano, but it's Hall on the doorstep, and this puck just comes right to him, and great job by him under pressure to get it away. Just going for a little too much and rings it off the bar, and a little look of frustration from the youngster, but he's had a great night tonight.
Gallerson looking for Sharp. It gets by him and comes right to Thomas Kopecky. He will dump it in and go after it against Vandermeer, and Vandermeer hit Kopecky, and the glass came out. The glass fell out and is now sitting on the ice. It didn't shatter. It came out in one piece.
That's a big hit right there. And you know what? Vandermeer's going to take a 2-minute roughing penalty here, I think, first. And the first attempt to hit Kopecky over the line gets his glove up into the face of Kopecky. And then to add insult to injury, he rocks him into the boards and knocks the glass out. Here it is here. As he comes down the ice, Kopecky tries to go to the outside. Vandermeer gets the glove up right there into the face of Kopecky. The arm comes up to the referee, but then he finishes him in the corner and knocks the pane of glass out. So a big hit to finish it. But a penalty on the play, and you can see him having a conversation with Rob Martel, asking him why that was a penalty. Rob Martel signaling that he gets his hand and stick up into the face area. So Vandermeer will head to the box for 2, and Kopecky kind of shaking off the cobwebs there.
Roughing is the call against Vandermeer, and that glass almost caused some damage to Kopecky because it fell inward and caught him. The glass has been repaired. The fans in the front, everybody checking to make sure they're okay. But the Blackhawks will get their third chance with the man advantage here early in the third period. They are 0 for 2 so far tonight. Kopecky will start his power play with Kane and Taves, Keith and Sharp. Sharp will play on the blue line as it goes back to Keith, over to Kane. Kane to Taves, gets it right back against Sharp. One-timer, did not get all of it. Kopecky gives it to Taves, over to Kane. Kane back to Taves, drives it towards the net. There's Sharp with a chance, and that one goes just wide. Patrick Sharp has had some trouble getting the puck in the back of the net in the last 5 games. He has the puck right now. Sharp, cross ice, one-timer, and again not getting all of it. This time Patrick Kane. Kopecky will give it to Kane. Kane back up top for Keith. Keith being watched by Dustin Penner. Delivers to Kane, snaps a wrist shot. Traffic in front, provided by Kopecky. Here's Sharp in the corner. Sharp. Kane brings it right out in front. It comes to Kane. 1:07 left to go in power play time. It has been in the Oilers' end the entire time. Now Penner with a chance to get it by Sharp. Couldn't do it. Gilbert will try. To Hemsky. Hemsky quickly to Penner, and Penner will skate it out. Dustin Penner, short-handed. The Oilers making changes. Now Dustin Penner's going to head off as Duncan Keith starts the rush for the Blackhawks. Hossa. With Eberle watching him, Whitney whips it around the boards. Cogliano waiting for it. It gets by him, and keeping it in is Seabrook. But then his pass to Campbell didn't work, and the Hawks will have to regroup. Seabrook fires it around the boards. Waiting for it there is Eberle. He got it by the rookie Morin. Marian Hossa with Morin headed to the front of the net. Good stick there by Whitney to prevent the shot. It comes back to Seabrook. He'll go cross ice, picked up by Campbell. Pass for Hossa was behind him. And look at Cogliano fly the zone. Eberle wants to get him the puck, and it was broken up there by Brent Seabrook. Quick pass to Jake Dowell. Henley over teams at even strength than Cogliano on the fly. Cogliano, Eberle. Had it go off the end of his stick, but he'll get it to Cogliano. Cogliano whips it right out in front. It comes to Proctor, steps into a shot. Crawford the save, and with Sortini on the doorstep, decides to hang on to it.
Well, a real solid penalty kill by Edmonton, and they get away with a couple great chances. Some precision passing by Chicago down low. It's Kane right under the tape of Sharp. He can't convert, almost goes far side. And then he returns the favor as Sharp puts it across to Kane, and he just mishandles his puck and shanks the shot as it goes over top of the net. 2 high-quality chances created by Chicago on that power play.
20 shots fired the way of Nikolai Habibulin. Mead plays it off the boards, gets it out. Nick Boynton with it now. He'll look for Dowell. Dowell given a bump there by Ladislav Schmid. Schmid with it now. Let's see if Dowell tries to return the favor, but Schmid outskates trouble. Right up the middle. Jones flips it in. Sortini going after it. Boynton gets there first. 4th wide up there for the Oilers, but the Hawks come back for their own. Dowell. He's got Bassani with him, and it was broken up by Jim Vandermeer. Now comes right out in front. And a good save by Nikolai Habibulin as that shot came from a sharp angle. Fraser squeezes by the check of Nick Boynton. Bassani with the puck. Bassani with 2 goals on the season. The only marker in this game. 10:23 of the first period. Long cross-ice pass for Patrick Kane just off the end of his stick. Eberle trying to get going the other way. Here is Gagne. Gagne being worked over by Stolberg, and a penalty on the way. And the Oilers will get an opportunity with the man advantage. A slashing call on the way, Gene.
Shop and swipe your club card at
Safeway today. Watch future Sportsnet West telecast. You can win a 52-inch Sharp Aquos LCD TV with a 4-color Quadtron technology. Shop and swipe your club card at Safeway today, and you could be our next lucky winner.
It's going to be Victor Stahlberg, Kevin, going to the box. Great job by Gagne to keep possession of this puck, and right there, the whack coming through afterwards by Stahlberg. It'll be a slashing penalty, so Edmonton's second power play coming up.
And a big one with 14:57 to go here in the third period. The Oilers had just one chance in the power play in the last game, but they didn't need it, scoring 7 goals on October the 29th.
Chicago's been a very disciplined team against Edmonton in 2 meetings so far throughout this period, and only the second one tonight for Edmonton. And you talk about penalty killing and what it can do. A good penalty kill leads to a power play later on.
Sharp with a shot, and look at that glove save by Nikolai Habibulin as he flashes the lever and snags that one away from Patrick Sharp, who had a power play goal and 2 assists the last time these teams met.
We don't think that Nikolai Habibulin has seen that shot 1,000 times in practice. An ex-teammate of Patrick Sharp here in Chicago, and he just waits him out. Very good positioning by Habibulin and snatches it out of the air.
Gives him the old around the world.
Yeah, just a little. Hey, I got it.
Sharp, 10 goals on the season, leads this club.
We had 10 goals in the first 11 games. He was red hot out of the gates, and as you mentioned, has had a little bit of trouble finding the back of the net here in the last 4 games and continuing to this 5th game here. But obviously a guy that creates chances. He's had a couple dynamite ones tonight.
Taylor Hall as Jordan Eberle spins around Seabrook. Pagliano trying to get the puck over to Hall. It didn't work.
Well, I'll tell you, Taylor Hall was tickling the Raptors with his stick. He was ready for that one-time attempt if it would have come across, and Cogliano just couldn't seem to get it through there.
47 seconds left to go in power play time. Look at Cogliano weave his way in to Eberle. Eberle gets double-teamed. And now Hossa comes away with the puck, and he'll get it to Taves. Taves in no hurry to bring it up the ice. Finds a seam and sends it down to Nikolai Habibulin.
No cohesion there by this trio up in the offensive zone, fighting a little bit against each other for limited ice space, and Chicago takes advantage and gets it down the ice.
Bassani chops the stick out of Brule's hand, and the Hawks able to send it down the ice. Ryan Whitney. Brule off the end of his stick. Right to Troy Brouwer. The penalty is almost over. Stahlberg back on the ice. Here is Sharp with a shot, and Habibulin the save. The rebound comes free, and it's sent down to Payarvi. Payarvi cutting for the net. Payarvi with a strong move and a penalty on the way. And it's going to be a tripping call. The Oilers will go right back on the power play as Nicholas Jarmelson is headed to the box. When we come back, the Oilers with a man advantage. There's the penalty as Hjalmarsson is headed to the box for tripping. And the Oilers come up with a goal. Curtis Foster let that shot go. A power play marker, and we're tied at 1.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a big power play coming up. Their second in succession for Edmonton, and a great drive by Piyarvi to draw the tripping penalty on Hjalmarsson. And the Edmonton Oilers' last power play had 0 shots on net. They needed to find a way to generate some shots, and it wasn't a big one that started. The rebound goes right to Foster, and he crushes it past Crawford to tie this game 1-1. And you talk about momentum being built on the power play. You hear Sean Horkoff talk a lot about that, the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. You have to generate chances. You have to get the opposition on edge. The Oilers bang one home and even the score.
Curtis Foster gets his second goal as a member of the Edmonton Oilers, and a big one on the power play to tie this game at 1. Alashemsky, quick shot, and another goal right in front. Sam Gagne, parked on the doorstep, has given the Oilers the lead for the first time in this game. 2 goals, bang, bang.
Wow, absolutely. And, you know, this is for Sam Gagne. He's had some terrific chances tonight. A little bit snake-bitten. Not able to capitalize on his chances, and a face-off win comes back to Strubik. Quick transition. Gets his head up, finds the middle, and watch Sam Gagne drive right through to the net here. Wide open, and he jams it home. Wasn't pretty, falling down, he redirects it home. But that's a big goal for him and the Edmonton Oilers to come right back after scoring in the power play, tying this game. They bang one past Crawford to go up 2-1. The Oilers have taken control here in the third.
2 goals in 14 seconds. And the Oilers have the lead. For Sam Gagner, his 3rd goal of the year. And 3rd on the road.
The only 2 goals that he has scored this year previous to tonight's game were October 29th against the Hawks in that 7-4 win. And Andrew Cogliano goes down. He's collided with his own teammate. This doesn't look good as he stays down, a little shaken up on the play.
Andrew Cogliano, remember, at the first period, racing down to the second period, got taken out. And now heads to the bench. And remember that Sean Horcoff is out of this game as well.
It was Taylor Hall and Cogliano that collided right in the middle of the screen. And anytime the teammates collide, typically, obviously, they don't see each other. Both of them caught in the tracks. They tried to avoid one another. They open up. The legs open up. The knees are exposed. Looks like Cogliano's going to be okay as he nods his head there to trainer Chris Davies to say, yeah, I think I'm okay, but shakes his head thinking, geez, what a night I've been having tonight. A couple times he's been on the ice, had to get himself up and get to the bench. But getting back to Gagner, 2 goals October 29th versus Chicago, his 3rd tonight against Chicago again, and it's a big one for his team.
Penner and Hemsky picking up the assist on the goal by Sam Gagner. So the Oilers fall behind in the first period and have come back with 2 goals in 14 seconds. Foster from Hemsky and Whitney, and then Gagner from Penner and Hemsky. Ales Hemsky in on both. Ales Hemsky now with 6 assists on the year. Dustin Penner gets his 2nd helper. And Ryan Whitney continues to lead this team in assists. Give him double digits now. He's got 10. Offside is the call, and that gives us a chance to give away some prizes on behalf of the Safeway Score and Win contest. Craft Dinner. Wendy Zakos of Grand Prairie has won the Hayes Camo 3-piece luggage set, and Mona Jones of East Selkirk will also take home the Hayes Camo 3-piece luggage set on the goal by Curtis Foster. And our next Score and Win winner, courtesy of, Safeway and Craft Dinner, is Maria Yagan of Edmonton, who wins the Sharp Aquas Blu-ray disc player. And Edith Mather of Regina also take home that Sharp Aquas Blu-ray disc player on the goal by Sam Gagner. And that's where we stand with 10:34 to go in regulation time. The Oilers trying to make it 2 in a row against the Chicago Blackhawks. Gilbert Brulé on the move, centering pass. That got by Eberle. Came right to Victor Stahlberg. Stahlberg, Kane, and Taves out there now. Mead knocks the stick right out of Kane's hands. Mead with it now. Sneed moving forward, goes right up the middle. He'll find Magnus Piarvi. Piarvi squeezed off by Keith. Eberle doesn't give up. He and Keith both go down. Piarvi the recipient, and then he gets hammered by Jake Dowell. Troy Brouwer with speed across the line. Here comes Brouwer. Being watched by Foster. Plays it to the far side. Morin gives it back to Brouwer. To Dowell. Dowell. Foster calmly clears that away. Piarvi sends it out and allows the Oilers to make a change. Jarmosin to Morin. Morin, neat little pass to Dowell. Dowell gets the shot away up high. Hit the mask of Nikolai Habibulin. Hemsky leads 4 Oilers back the other way. His pass intended for Cogliano. Too far for him. Good to see Andrews Cogliano back on the ice. Hemsky with it now. Hemsky. Gilbert. Wrist shot. And that was blocked by the rookie, Jeremy Morin. Strudwick. He'll just shoot it right back in. But this game with some good flow here. 9 minutes to go in regulation time. Campbell. To the middle. He was looking for Hossa. Hopped over his stick. Whitney is there. Chops it out. Jim Vandermeer. Pass intended for Hall. Too far. Crawford clears it to the corner. Ryan Jones is there. Campbell picks it up behind his own net. Campbell plays it off the boards for Hossa. He's got Kopechki with him. Marian Hossa stops. Delivers to Sharp. Patrick Sharp and a collision And both Kopechki and Whitney are on their knees. We'll take a break and come back to the United Center right after this.
Well, thanks to our people in the truck who've been able to find this. Sean Horkoff injured in the previous period with Jack Skilly. You can just kind of see that Skilly looks like almost with his skate might have cut Sean Horkoff, and as a result, that's why Horkoff had to leave for the remainder of the game. And the Edmonton Oilers, despite the fact they're without their captain, with 2 quick goals in 14 seconds of time, have themselves the lead late in this period, guys.
The penalty on the play as Kopechki picks Ryan Whitney. He'll head to the box for 2. And Whitney was a little shaken up on that play, Kevin. But he made it to the bench on his own and is now back on the ice.
Let's start the 4th power play for the Oilers. They are 1 for 3. Foster getting the tying goal at 7:13. And Foster and Whitney are on the blue line. Penner, Hemsky, and Gagne up front. Ales Hemsky, 2 assists on the night. Here's Hemsky. Drops it back for Whitney. Whitney to Hemsky. Hemsky with Penner parking himself in front of Corey Crawford. Gagne throws it to Hemsky. Hemsky. Penner. Quick shot. Pad save by Crawford. Whitney will get it to Gagne. Gagne back to Whitney. Whitney to Foster. Played around the boards. Hemsky lets it go for Gagne. Gagne under pressure from Sharp. He gets knocked down. The puck underneath him. Boynton just continues to chop at it. And finally, the puck is gloved ahead, and we've got a whistle.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ales Hemsky has really stepped up his game here in the 3rd. And we talk about the fact that he's playing a more complete 2-way game. But make no bones about it, one of the more offensive players in the National Hockey League. He catches Penner with a terrific pass and a great save by Crawford. But every time he's touched the ice, Ales Hemsky, he's made something happen here in this 3rd period.
55 seconds left to go with a penalty to Kopechki. As Eberle out there with Cogliano and Brule. Gilbert to Eberle. Jordan Eberle to Brule. Back to the point it comes. Tom Gilbert waiting for it there. Gilbert to Cogliano. Cogliano down low. Brule. Brule goes behind the net. Gives it to Eberle. Under some pressure there from Brouwer. And then Brule gets knocked down. Play continues. Here's Whitney with a one-timer. Big rebound in front. They jam away and Eberle came close. Seabrook prevented that from getting to the back of the net. 18 seconds of power play time to go. Gilbert lets the shot go. Crawford the glove save and he'll hang on.
Some real nice work down low by Edmonton here, creating chances and just good puck movement, good body movement on this power play to really generate chances. You see puck go from high to low, and watch this rebound come out to Eberle. Just catches the skate of Seabrook, who didn't even see it. For Jordan Eberle, does some good work down low behind the net to keep the puck alive. Goes out to the front, gets a great chance.
3 shots for the Oilers on this power play. Meade back to pick it up. Hall, nice dish to Fraser. Colin Fraser. Penalty is over. Kopechki's back on the ice. Teams at even strength. 6:25 to go here in regulation time. Foster throws it right back in. Crawford's going to leave it there for Jarmelson. Jarmelson, long pass for Hossa. Hossa to Kane. Patrick Kane to Hossa. Gets by him. Gilbert trying to get it by Keith. Keith right out in front. Here's a chance. Oh, another stop. Oh, Nikolai Habibulin stops Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane. Magnus Viarvi backhand. Crawford holds on to that. We saw a fantastic save in the game against Detroit. Maybe the save of the year. Here's 2 big saves by Nikolai Habibulin. We'll take a look when we come back. Time now for the RE/MAX Outstanding Play, Outstanding Result. Brought to you by RE/MAX Outstanding Agents, Outstanding Result.
Well, we just saw it, Kevin, and it was an unbelievable save by Nikolai Habibulin. Jonathan Taves walks this puck out. Habibulin looks like he's down and out and lunges left with the pad, catches it with a toe. It denies not 1 but 2 in tight to keep it a 1-goal game in favor of Edmonton. That's your outstanding play of the game right there.
No doubt about it. Some have called the save he made with his glove against Detroit the save of the year. But if you want to talk about saves of the year, how about that?
Well, you know, I don't want to say that Jonathan Toews was casual, but boy, he thought it was a for sure thing in the back of the net, and Happy Boulin just took it away from him.
Kane behind the net right now. He'll play it back to the point. Seabrook with it. Kropetsky, Sharp, and Kane up front now. The Oilers with a 1-goal lead. Penner gets it to Hamsky. Cut off there by Keith. He'll play it back to Seabrook. The Oilers want to make a change as Seabrook gets the puck to Sharp. Sharp drops for Keith. Keith, his shot gets blocked by Jordan Eberle. Sharp's got it now. He'll go cross ice. One-time hammer shot. And another save by Happy Boulin off the stick of Brian Campbell. Campbell has it again. Campbell to Sharp. Patrick Sharp looking for Keith at the point. Duncan Keith gets it to Patrick Sharp. Strudwick watching him. Sharp still has it. Now he'll play it down low. Marian Hossa will pick it up there. Play it back to the point. Campbell. Victor Stolberg. Stolberg works his way along the line. Stolberg circles the net. Still has it. Lets the shot go. Jamming away is Hossa, but says no. Happy Boulin.
Ready to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit RE/MAX.ca today.
Nikolai Happy Boulin has to be sharp once again. An excellent shift for Chicago, really maintaining the pressure on Edmonton. It's a sharp angle, but 2 whacks by Hossa afterwards. As Happy Boulin holds on to it for the whistle, but good pressure on the offensive zone. Chicago really buzzing here, getting some chances, trying to even this game.
Taves will play it back to Hjalmarsson. He'll drop it for Campbell. Brian Campbell gets by Hall. He'll go cross ice to Taves. Taves trying to work his way around Foster, and Foster prevents that. Hjalmarsson with the shot. Post the shot. Glove save, Nikolai. Foster and Taves have a few words.
Really spirited down there, and again, Chicago with work down low, just a grinding shift. When you have offensive players that are working as hard as the Hawks are right now. Marian Hossa has been getting triple shifted by Joel Quenneville, recognizing having a strong game, getting pucks to the net. He just couldn't get enough on that backhand to beat Happy Boulin, who read the play well and was ready for the shot.
Now he'll send out the fourth line. Pagliano to take the draw. Hawks in control. Here's Skilling. Gets knocked down by Whitney. Allows Jones to play it off the glass and down the ice. Boyden looks for an open wing. Gilbert Brulé is there. Jones knocks down Jack Skilling. Nick Boynton stripped of the puck by Brulé. Ryan Jones will backhand it in. Brulé's going to go after it. And he allied with Jordan Hendrick. Gilbert Brulé, 27 hits coming into this game. Cogliano, wrist shot, and that one whistles wide. Dowell, quickly to Passetti. Fernando Passetti's going to chip and chase. Happy Boulin stopped it up in behind the net, plays it to the corner. There is Patrick Kane to intercept. Patrick Kane's pass intended for Keith was broken up by Dustin Penner. Down to 2 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in regulation. Patrick Sharp. Sharp lets a wrist shot go, and getting his stick in the way was Ryan Whitney.
Real solid stick there by Whitney, and really important for Edmonton here not to sit back. And a tremendous third period that they're building here. And it all started on the power play. It was Hemsky with the first shot. Foster jams home the rebound to tie the game 1-1. 14 seconds later, off the face-off the rush. It's Hemsky again with a nifty dangle. Tic-tac-toe in the back of the net. Edmonton leads this game 2-1. But the Hawks have come on strong here, Kevin, the last 5 minutes, putting all the pressure on Edmonton right now.
Sharp wins that draw. The Seabrook, his wrist shot hit Taylor Hall, and now a foot race. Seabrook's stick goes flying, and then he just throws Hall into the boards. Seabrook without his stick. Duncan.
Hall wanted the penalty there, Kevin. I think I wanted one too. Surprised that Seabrook didn't get called as he took his hand and just kind of grabbed Hall and threw him to the ice.
Campbell Plays it right out in front. No Hawks there. Eberle squeezed off by Kane and Brouwer, but still manages to get it out and down the ice, and that'll allow a change with less than 2 minutes to go. Campbell turns in his own zone. Brian Campbell. To the middle it goes, chopped in by Kopecky. Gilbert gets there ahead of Taves. Hayarvi chops it out, and here is Brule. Brule hooked by Kopecky.
Prison rules.
It's free for all time. Crawford inching his way out of the net, and now he's going to head to the bench. 6 attackers out there for the Hawks with 1:17 left to go in regulation time. Hossa plays it right out in front, and there's Gilbert Brule. He'll flip it down the ice. Hjalmarsson will get it to Stålberg. Stålberg stopped by Brule. We're closing in on a minute and a chance for Cogliano. Empty net, he hit the post. Andrew Cogliano hits the post. Keith for Hossa. 50 seconds to go. Whitney sends it around the boards. Eberle waiting for it there. Duncan Keith between the legs for Stålberg. He'll hammer it right back in. Hossa against Schmid. Crashes in behind the net. Here's Fraser. He hit Kane with it. Kane back to the point. Keith winds, lets the shot go. Grazes the outside of the post. Fraser sends it around the boards. Seabrook able to keep it in. 25 seconds to go. Hossa behind the net. Stålberg. Now Whitney plays it around the boards. Keith keeps it in. Plays it back to Sharp. Sharp over to Seabrook. Seabrook lets the shot go. Habibul in the save. Looks for the rebound and finds it, and he will cover up with 8.7 seconds left to go.
A little shoving afterwards as Patrick Kane gets involved with Ryan Whitney as he gives him a little jab into the shin pads with the stick, but a spirited affair here, and boy, chance to finish it off for Cogliano. Chicago comes back. When the pressure's on, good teams play their best. Chicago's one of those teams. They seem to generate high-quality chances when the pressure is on, and no different here. Habibul with traffic in front has to come up with another huge save.
27-26, the shots on goal, and Nikolai Habibulin has been unbelievable. He made 27 saves against Detroit on Friday. He looks to make it 2 in a row here against the Chicago Blackhawks. A timeout has been called.
Well, such an important faceoff coming up here, Kevin. Obviously, with Crawford on the bench for Chicago, the extra attacker, they're looking to win this draw, get quickly to the net. For Edmonton, same thing, contain, get it back to the corner, and just try and snuff it out the best that they can. Steve Smith going over the plan right now with the Oilers will be on the ice, conversing with Tom Rennie, but a real spirited third period here, end-to-end action. Edmonton with 2 quick goals, but boy, has Chicago ever turned it up a notch and put on the pressure here. I like the fact that Edmonton hasn't sat back, but Nikolai Habibulin just had an outstanding third here, denying the Hawks of tying this game.
And in one sequence, denied the captain, Jonathan Taves, and Patrick Kane, 2 guys who combined for 7 points last night in Atlanta. The fans here at the United Center are on their feet. Stan Gagner lines up against Jonathan Taves from the faceoff. Brouwer back to the point. Here's Keith with a shot. Doesn't make it through. Kane with a shot. Right in front. Habibulin another chance. They bang away at it. And the Edmonton Oilers come back. Scored 2 goals in 14 seconds in the third period to defeat the Blackhawks for the second time here at the United Center.
And I'll tell you what a way to start this road trip off for Edmonton. Look at the look on Habibulin's face afterwards. Just an absolute barrage by Chicago. Bodies flying around, stick in the air, jamming away, and eventually it works its way outside the zone to finish it off. But Nikolai look at the intensity shown by him. His legs just can't stop moving. Down on the ice, following the puck with his eyes. And a great performance by him as the Oilers pull this one out.
26 saves for Habibulin as he wins his 4th game of the season and 13th career victory. Make it 14 now against the Blackhawks. We'll be back.